even what I'm going through, what I need could look very differently. And so just that attitude of going, I don't want to assume that I know what she needs or what she wants. I'm going to keep asking her. And that's why the highs and lows of the day, asking those kinds of questions gets you the right kind of information to stay current.
We want to talk about marriage, and we all know it's a crazy time, right? In the midst of what we've all been through with the pandemic and everything else. How are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, have you guys survived it okay? If you guys can't survive, who can?
Anyone can.
Our quarantine started day one. We thought, this is going to be so cool. We're quarantined together. We're going to do all this stuff, and we don't have to travel. And so we said, hey, tonight let's cook dinner together. And I was like, hey, great.
The two of you or your whole family?
Yeah, just the two of us.
So a romantic quarantine moment.
So my job was to begin to brown the ground beef, and maybe 2-3 minutes into the whole experience, Erin started coaching me. Because apparently there's a right way and a wrong way to brown the ground beef, and I was not doing it properly.
He was doing it the wrong way. So
I could see that. I could see how that could happen.
Fight, and I'm like, well, fine, forget it. You do it, and I'll just sit there. And we thought, oh my goodness, we've been alone for 3 hours, and we're already.
This is going to be a long quarantine.
Our cozy quarantine.
But here's what's so interesting. I would honestly say that what that led to was because Erin sat the whole family down and said, listen, because our three adult kids.
6 of us home.
Yeah, they said, we're just all going to do this together. And so Erin goes, listen, I am not cooking meals 3 times a day for everyone. So figure it out. Who's jumping in?
I love it.
So I'm like, okay, fine. Obviously I can't do that.
I'm glad you didn't think of that.
I can't cook the meat, but I'll cook whatever. And so what I began to do is when it was my day, my time to cook, I would start stressing early in the morning, thinking, what am I going to cook? What do I have to run to the store?
Let's just say that 28 years of marriage, he's never once thought about what are we having for dinner.
No.
And I was always like, what do you think we're going to eat? Like, you just think it's going to appear on the table?
So I came to her and I said, is this what your life has been like? Like, do you actually worry about this stuff throughout the day? And
that was an aha moment.
And it was a total aha. And I truly felt horrible going, I am so sorry that you've bared this burden.
For almost 3 decades.
Yes. And so I can gladly say that for me, COVID, I've learned how to cook, and now I'm
like you've
the
also
primary
learned a little
cook.
humility as well.
I didn't say anything about humility.
Yes, it's been a beautiful thing because now I come home from seeing clients and dinner's on the table.
That
and I'm
is
like,
a beautiful
what has happened
thing.
here? Because he's not just
Don't
cooking.
get any ideas.
Not just cooking. He's cleaning, doing laundry, making the bed. I mean, all these things that I have done.
What are you going for husband of the year?
I'm retiring officially just to be a houseboy.
That's incredible.
So that's my goal
talk
now.
about a quarantine success story.
Yeah, I don't like it one little bit.
That was just trust me. We also had one of the biggest fights we've had in a long time trying to move a chair into her home office.
Maybe I should have asked this question.
That blew up.
We'll start to charge you if we get into this.
So I may cook, but now I'm not a mover because apparently I can't do that either without a break erupting into a big conflict.
Well, you guys are good experts to ask for all of us because as we move out of COVID, every married couple needs to know how can we navigate that.
Well, I mean, can we even go there yet to start to think about this?
Are we moving out? I think we are.
Well, what about just even before we even get to that, just in the context of this, because we're not out of it.
No, we're not.
Lots of people are still locked down. And, Leslie and I have been talking about quarantine quarrels that we all have. And that
did it
involve a chair for you guys as well?
And strangely enough, browning the beef is a big deal.
See,
but then add in the political culture.
Right.
And I'm seeing a lot of couples who are coming in and just at each other's throats over politics because they see it differently. And being locked away together doesn't go well.
Right.
So what's like one practical COVID pandemic kind of universal kind of pass along, a takeaway, as we like to say, for couples
to put into practice,
are tuned in right now, that they could go, I can use that.
I think one of the easiest is to recognize that we've all experienced a ton of losses, little losses to big health or job losses. You think about just things that we've all gone through. What Erin and I have learned is to be intentional to ask each other that question. What is a loss that you've experienced lately? And what it's done is it's given us just an opportunity just to care. And so we'll go for a walk and I'll say, hey, the other day this happened, and man, that's actually that will never take place again. So that's a huge loss for me. And we've noticed how much that has reconnected us just around just caring, having some empathy around the loss.
Yeah, just being heard and seen is so healing.
Right.
We can't fix it for one another, but being in the struggle together and not alone carrying our losses.
A huge thing.
And they're there.
Different.
So we've all gone through them.
And I've been encouraging couples just to really look at what's one thing that you learned through this season and take that one thing with you into the new season. And whatever that is, there was good, there was bad, there was ugly.
I learned how to brown meat.
Brown meat correctly.
And plan a menu.
And how to cook a meal, how to fold laundry. I mean, it's been miraculous. But really just being intentional about what is that one thing for you as a couple? And what is it that I'm personally going to take away regardless of what he takes away or not? I can carry this into this new season.
And for anybody that's been married for a few years to kind of fall into that zone of we're just roommates kind of checking in and we lose the soulmate kind of. But tell us about the title, Reconnected. Why is it titled
Well,
that?
as we travel and you guys travel as well, you hear that from couples. We're together and we're committed, but we're just married roommates. And I don't know anyone who got married to just be married roommates. We got married for something deeper, a deeper connection. And so we were like, there's something to that, because we hear it all the time, and we ourselves have found ourselves in those seasons of feeling like roommates.
So what's like out of the book, like one or two nuggets that you go, this for us has really made a difference, and I know it makes a difference in other people's lives. What comes to mind on that?
For me, it's recognizing then that one lifetime isn't long enough to get to know her because she's constantly changing.
Okay, that was so romantic.
Listen, you're really making a lot of us look bad out here.
Well, what I've learned though is that I have to assume that what she needs today might even be different than what she needed yesterday. And just to maintain that attitude of being curious, like asking her questions and how can I love you differently or better? Like when we just dropped our son back off at college, that stuff changes us. Like this is my little
our
buddy.
Mama's heart.
It is hard for me to have my young man gone. This is my friend, and so even what I'm going through, what I need could look very differently. And so just that attitude of going, I don't want to assume that I know what she needs or what she wants. I'm going to keep asking her. And that's why the highs and lows of the day, asking those kinds of questions gets you the right kind of information to stay current and kind of updated.
I love that idea of being curious.
I do too.
Right? That's one of the hallmarks of a healthy relationship. We know from research.
It keeps you growing, and just the assumption that we grow into that, I know everything about you, there's nothing new to learn, is what kills that sense of soulmates, right?
Yeah. Well, then it's just boring and humdrum versus he's changing all the time. How exciting. Including.
And you're getting in on her growing edge that way and not missing out on it. That's what keeps our relationships vibrant.
Remember the group Journey? They had that song.
Sure, of course.
Our genre.
There's a line that says, I get the joy of rediscovering you. And I'm telling you, if you did nothing else but had that attitude of going, I get the joy of rediscovering you every day, I'm telling you, you're going to have a strong marriage.
Okay, there's your Valentine. I get the joy of rediscovering.
There you go. Maybe you could break out.
The song's Faithfully. So
Ask faithfully.
just play that as a couple.
I'd like to sing a few bars.
We would love it.
You guys, so good to be with you. Reconnected, rediscovering. I love this idea of being curious about your partner, to not fall into that trap of being roommates instead of soulmates. So thanks for the time you spent with us.
Thanks for having us.
It's been really fun.
Yeah.